What's up, y'all? It's your boy G Trip. Coming at you with another reaction video. This one comes from our good friends over at List 25. 25 creepy unsolved mysteries solved at last. So that's very interesting. So this is 25 mysteries that were not solved that now have been solved. So hopefully these aren't like crazy things about like devil worship or anything like that. Hopefully these are like some really funny, interesting things that'll make us laugh and make us things that make us go, like, oh, I seen your whole bit. Let's check it out.
Have you ever wondered if seemingly impossible to solve mysteries finally got their answer? Today is your lucky day. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 creepy unsolved mysteries finally solved. 25. Thor's Hammer. Over 1,000 hammers have been found all over Northern Europe. Danish archaeologists have now confirmed the hammers to all be representations of Thor's hammer. These are the only artifacts to connect to the legend of Thor. Even Vikings wore pendants of the hammer. 24. Martin Bormann. Bormann was the highest-ranking Nazi official that couldn't be found after World War II ended. Some thought he fled the country to save himself, but in 1999, his body was found in an unmarked grave. 23. The fairy circles of Namib Desert. The random, almost perfectly circular spots caused quite the confusion, until scientists concluded that this is a form of plant competition when water levels are scarce. 22. King Tutankhamun's tomb. For many years, the tomb of King Tut was only heard of, but no one actually knew where it was, what luxuries it contained, and if it even existed. This was until 1922, when archaeologist Howard Carter found the tomb in the Valley of Kings. 21. The City of Troy. Many believed the city of Troy to be fictional, until the 19th century when German businessman and archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann found remains and ancient treasures of the city. 20. The Titanic. For years, the sunken ship could not be found. It wasn't until 1985, 70 years after the ship had sunk, that it finally was. 19. The Mima Mounds of Western Washington. Since 1841, explorers were confused as to how the 8-foot tall and 30-foot wide structures were made and why they were so plentiful. It wasn't until animal researchers concluded that the mounds are 500 to 700 years worth of soil piled up by gophers. 18. The Nazca lines in Peru.
Gophers?
Huge outline drawings that are only visible from above. It was believed to be a work of aliens. However, carbon dating shows that the lines were man-made out of wooden sticks and braided cord to control water. 17. The Orang Medan. This is one of the most famous ghost ships that never actually existed. The Dutch newspapers circulated false tales to intrigue the public. They included distress calls and findings of the ship with all of the crew's face frozen in fear. 16. The Pyramids. For years, researchers wondered how such big, strong structures could have been built in a time without advanced construction. They found that in Egypt, they would use the Nile to transport stones and ramps to get them to the top of the pyramids. 15. The Roanoke Colony. It's believed that the settlers that lived in Roanoke disappeared without a trace, but they actually did leave a small clue. At their colony site, those searching found Croatan written on a tree. When the nearby island was checked, European goods were found. 14. Amelia Earhart. She disappeared in 1937 while attempting to fly around the world. Despite her disappearance being covered in mystery, certain remains were found in 1940 on Niku an island southwest of where Earhart was headed. At first, the remains were said to belong to a male castaway, but later the findings were rechecked. It's possible that the remains found actually belonged to Amelia. 13. The Bermuda Triangle. The number of ships that went missing in the Bermuda Triangle is not much different from the number of ships that go missing in other parts of the ocean. The specific loss in this region is most likely because of the hexagonal wind patterns that can reach high speeds. The stories and tales behind the area made it seem more haunted than it actually is. 12. The Flying Dutchman. In the early 1700s, people thought they saw floating ships sailing across the ocean. The ships weren't actually floating. The people were experiencing a phenomenon known as fata morgana. It's the optical illusion that makes faraway ships look like they're floating.
What about the mystery of the Flying Dutchman's lucky sock?
I prefer the one from Pirates of the Caribbean. 11. The sailing stones in Death Valley. These hefty stones move along the valley, leaving dark and deep grooves in the ground. How do they do it? There are tiny little pieces of ice and water inside the rock. When they melt, it gets the rock wet, and the wind can slide the rocks to new places. 10. Mary Celeste. In 1872, the Mary Celeste was found completely unmanned, sailing in the ocean near Azores. Without anyone on board, the assumptions started rolling. It turns out that the crew abandoned the ship when the alcohol on board blew up. 9. Sewer monsters. In 2009, a video was released showing the inside of a sewer. In that video, a creature was seen, and the public went into a frenzy. It was later dismissed once the sewer monster turned out to be just a colony of worms. 8. Corpse candles. In the past, people were tricked into going into cemeteries to see these lights that were thought to be spirits. It turns out, this phenomenon is just a light methane gas flame. Decaying biomatter gives off heat, and highly flammable methane can create candle-like fires. 7. UFO sightings.
Yes, please.
In the 1950s, when sightings became common, the Avro VZ-9AV Avro car was also soaring in the air. This Canadian flying saucer was probably what people saw. The US had bought it and later canceled its flights. 6.
Yes.
Crystal skulls.
No aliens. Stop.
These interesting crystals were always considered to be one of the unexplained wonders of the Mayans. Turns out these skulls were not naturally created. They were crafted. Scientists from both the British Museum and the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History found that the skulls were carved using modern-day tools, and not tools of ancient times. 5. Belmez faces. In Spain, during a home restoration, face drawings were found on the floor, with no sign of paint or ink. This mystery was dubbed the most important paranormal phenomenon of the 20th century. In reality, the previous homeowner used an oxidizing agent with dark-colored ashes, soot, to create the drawings. 4. Loch Ness Monster. The photographer who originally took the photos admitted that the creature is not real, and the whole thing was a hoax. Mystery solved. 3. Romanov Massacre. The survival of the youngest daughter, Anastasia, has always been a mystery. Her remains were not found with the rest of her family. Unfortunately, in 2007, her body was found, and DNA confirmed it to be her. It was found 200 feet from where the rest of her family was buried. 2. Auras. Aura photography was fascinating to the public, but they never understood how the magic glow worked. Aura photography hits a person with electricity, ionizing the air around them, and if the air contains any water, it emits a color. Most often, this water is sweat. 1. Human magnetism. Humans cannot physically attract and stick things to their body. If things do happen to stick, it's because of sweat and body oils. What you doing?
Testing a theory.
How'd it go?
Bad.
Great.
Bye, guys!
Break it.
It's stuck, but you won't see it because I'll edit this out. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the bottom right so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 3 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.
I swear, if you guys have not subscribed to List 25, do so. I have pretty much loved pretty much everything they've done. I think there's one video I've seen of theirs, which, I was not too enthralled with, but those are always interesting and fascinating, especially the stuff about the Bermuda Triangle, the UFOs. There are no aliens out there. Stop with there are aliens. There is none. Everything like that. I think the one about the pyramids, yeah, that makes sense to carry it down the Nile and the upper ramp to make them. No aliens made the pyramids either. Stop it. Good job, List 25. Once again, an A+ from your boy. What did you think of that video? Did you like it? Go over it, give them a thumbs up, then come back over to me and give me a thumbs up. Share it with all your family and friends, and then make sure you subscribe if you already haven't. And if you haven't, go do it. But if you have, continue. That's what I'm doing. Thank you guys for watching. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. I am out.